You guessed it, guys. I'm going to do another video review. None of your usual game. This is an impactful moment on every gamer's life. You guessed it. The Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time. One of indisputably the most impactful video games of all history. Excluding Super Mario Brothers, of course. Born and founded in 1998, Nintendo thought they should step up the Legend of Zelda franchise into 3D because of continuing trends. I don't blame them. It was a very big change in how video games and art were turned into a fusion. Let's recap on why I think this is one of the greatest games I've ever played. We get one of the most vague starts of a story, but it's still a start of a very controversial story, and nobody can really put a peg on it. Because there's almost nothing explained other than this subtext at the bottom. So it leaves the viewer and the player both, even if you're not the one playing in the household, it leaves you enthralled on the simplicity of what plot elements should be like in video games. Nowadays, this just isn't followed to a T anymore. It's more about action, violence, suspense. This scene in particular is one of the most gripping scenes ever. Ganondorf's not the best villain of all time, but you gotta admit, the first time you played this as a kid, and I know we all have, I won't doubt that, it was one of the creepiest things we've seen. And here we come across the Great Deku Tree, the guardian of Kokiri Forest, a place where elves run frequent. Dost thou sense it, the climate of evil descending upon this realm? Malevolent forces even now are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri blah blah blah. You guys know the story by now. Also the theme of death. Emanating death of nature. From the will of man. You tell me yourself, how gripping is that? In a video game alone. The theme of death, the constant fear of everything around you withering away, just like a tree. Inevitable and just enthralling. I always thought this scene itself is pretty funny and comedic. Anybody who hasn't laughed at this, I don't know what to tell you. It's really funny how Navi can go... What? Okay.
Hello.
You'll see what I mean. I mean, nobody's flying is perfect. It really isn't. Boop. So, Navi eventually gets to the elf boy's house, who is named Link. He is a Hyrulean of young descent, I suppose, and he is told of what he needs to do first and foremost. Great storytelling and taking things one at a time. Most of you remember Navi as the most annoying side character in any entry of any video game ever created. I'll just leave it at that for this point. The storyline also puts lovable characters in a great atmosphere, which I praise every time I play this again and again and again. Most games nowadays, and even back then, didn't have this character development and settings and whatnot. This lovable title was even ported to the Nintendo 3DS system as part of a revival of Nintendo classics, such as Star Fox 64 and other things. Just because it has higher graphics doesn't mean it's even less of a game. It actually looks way better than this. But looks alone don't make a game what it's supposed to be. It don't make it the pinnacle. That's what people miss nowadays. There's like storylines and whatnot. It's all about multiplayer, and I think that's where the gaming experience is going a little bit downhill, as I've stated in one video before. That's just what I have to say about it. The controls are very fluid, the gameplay is lively, and I think everybody, no matter what kind of game you are, casual or hardcore, you've got to enjoy Zelda. It's just one of the timeless classics that Nintendo seems to belch out every year. Every kind of gamer enjoys Zelda. I don't know what to say if you don't. I mean, it's not blasphemy, it's your own opinion, but base it upon some facts. Zelda has one of the longest, well, and confusing storylines and continuity that any game has ever had. It's confusing, yet sometimes it doesn't even need to follow continuity. The effects themselves, even if they look a little bit primitive of its time limit, are very, very stylistic. Look at the shine on this Kokiri sword. This is also memorable. This is Mido. He's one of the cocky kids out of the Kokiri bunch that likes to pick on Link. Somewhere along the line, he actually admits a little bit to liking Link. More like words of bullshit! Suspense! What will I get? Most people's reaction would be, STUPID FUCKING MAP! The bosses are really epic, guys. I mean, how they put in the spider as the first boss is pretty intuitive. But, like, I can't say I didn't see it coming. Look at this bad boy. Oh, shit! And beating that fucker is even better than watching you fight him. Yeah, that's right. Evil will never prevail. Ever! Ever! The saddest part is that knowing what you've just done is in vain. Watch this clip real closely. No. Let me skip this part. Foreshadowing! 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 Blah blah blah. Triforce, God, Sacred Realm. Blah, 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 blah. Holy crap! Nuclear strikes! Nuclear strikes! That's immediately what I think. Because I'm older now, that's immediately what I thought these were. Like when they come down from the sky. I know they're gods, and I know like they're the main pinnacle of the storyline. This is the scene I'm talking about. The fact that you know your labor has been in vain is the moment you realize that this game has an emotional impact on you. I mean, most people didn't care about this tree, but this tree was a living thing. The storytelling is just way too great in the Zelda franchise. Most people just play the game to play the game, but I play games for substance. I don't know about you. This is just one of the things that makes empathy and sorrow one of the most powerful elements of storytelling and just like story period. I'm not gonna blamble about this. You hate to see it go, but you hate to not play the game. So don't let this stop you. This is a really great game. I can't stress it enough. Goodbye, oh great Deco tree. Oh no. He's gone. He's gone. Kiss him or something. So overall, folks, it's a pretty decent game with some really good graphics control. And I think it laid the groundwork for games like Majora's Mask, people. I mean, think about it. If it weren't for this game, we wouldn't have masterpieces. I mean, for what it's worth, this is an all-around good game anyway. I don't see why anybody would pass this game up. It's just spectacular how everything blends in and makes it just a, enjoyable experience. Most games nowadays, and I know I'm being such an old fag when I say this, but most games don't have a perfect formula like this. There is absolutely nothing I don't like about this game. Sometimes it may get difficult and make people rage, especially the water temple, but you gotta look at all the things that make this game stand out from the rest. This is possibly the best Zelda game here. Pretty soon I'm just gonna leave it here for you guys to see how good it is. So this is the Retro Video Game Nerd, and I'm signing out. I hope you enjoyed the comprehensive review, even though it didn't show as much as other ones. Game smart, guys.